だからお前はアホなのだ。
Okay, I think it's live. If it isn't, it isn't. Hey, Hunter. Yeah, it's been a while. I don't know, somebody asked me a couple of days ago to stream and I totally forgot. So now here we are. Yeah, I think this is the first stream in 3 months? I think mid-June was the last one I did. Oh. Yeah, I had completely forgot till about, you know, like this morning maybe? Or like 4 hours ago? Yeah, I think in the last one we finished up Domon, so... I don't know, should we do like Judah or Haman? Maybe Papsmear or Camille? Oh yeah, I did the other side of Char, that's why I was like, why is he level 17? You Char or Amaru. Peru, Laurent, Hero. If I remember correctly, this is his first voiced version of Laurent in America. Also, the best character in the series, the man who doesn't need a mobile suit. Back to normal meaning what? I'm still doing well, I'm actually starting up a 2-hour drive every morning now to get to the office. Just fun. That should eat up, you know, most of my weekdays, but I'll still have some time over the weekend. It really depends on what time I have. I might stream some more. I may not. Just depends on what I get to do. Yeah, for anyone who's joining us, this will probably be where I'll cut the actual video. Yeah, for anyone who's joining us, I think I'm gonna do Laurent. Just because I want to do him. He's the main character from Turn A and pilots, you know, the world-ending machine that ended the world at least 7 times. Probably more. He's also one of the most established pacifists in the series, who actually kind of does it well, at least a little bit better than everyone else. I mean, you could say something for Kira, but, you know, if you're gonna kill a person, just kill them. Don't let other people kill them. That's kind of fucked up. of the random Zaku head. Like, yeah, that's here. Yeah, if you forget, this is a giant mobile weapon led by a Sengigahara era mobile suit that uses a katana. Looks like we're backing the AUG as Laurent, which I guess that makes sense. Oh hey, Pro 2's here, so Master Asia's here as well. Or no, normal Peru was with Domo to Master Asia. Peru 2 is with the AEG for AEUG for some reason. Mm-hmm.
すいません。でも僕はただこんな綺麗な星でみんなが戦争しているのが悲しくて、なんとかならないかと思ったんです。第一、この星を統一した者が全てを可能にする力を得るなんて信じられませんよ。そんなことで大の大人が戦争するなんて馬鹿げてます。馬鹿げてても現実的に私たちは敵の攻撃を受けている。そんな態度じゃあなたが戦いで死ぬことになるわよ。
言い争いはそこまでだ。カッキ、敵を迎撃してくれ。
はい、大丈夫です。
こんな奴ら、私一人でも片付けられるさ。
油断するな。味方と連携を取って慎重に進め。
随分と対照的な二人を拾ったものですね。
そうだな。だがカミーユとはぐれた今の我々には得難い戦力だ。
Guess who's coming in mid-battle?
カミーユ、何やってるのかしらまったく。じゃあ私も出撃します。
エマ注意。
はい。
その気をつけてな。
了解です。エマキ出ます。カミーユ、早く戻ってきてくれないかし
ら。Okay. Yes, of course, Hankin and Emma, they have to imply it every single time. I used to play Gunpla Warfare. I played it for maybe 2 or 3 weeks after it came out, but eventually I just kind of let it go, just because I wasn't interested. And we don't have anything for Loran. We have Moon Race, which is... oh, cool. Every time we kill 50 people, we get a spell bonus. Yeah, I played it for a little bit. I got basically to the end of where I could. Then I stopped playing. I know they update it like every few days, I think. Something crazy like that, but I haven't touched it since. And as far as Gundam versus Zeta Gundam goes... yeah. As far as Gundam versus Zeta Gundam goes, yeah, we mostly finished it up. The only thing really left is the routes. I mean, I can do those if you guys really want me to, but I hadn't planned on it. Okay. So this here is the mobile doll, or the Turn A. It is responsible for the destruction of at least 7 timelines, including Wing, UC, and Seed. And G Gundam. I think those are the 3 established. Seed was added in retroactively because Seed was the next series that came out after Turn A. Turn A was 1990 to 2000, whereas Seed was 2002 to 2003. There's some connection through like that space whale that they imply in like episode 8 or whatever, and then never talk about again. Even though I clearly care more about that than I did the actual story. It's the only reason I remember it. Yeah. I don't know if we can do it just yet. Oh, yeah, we can. Oh, okay, never mind. It's not what I thought it was. I was about to say, I think our Muso is Moonlight Butterfly, which is basically spreading out shitloads of nano machines everywhere and reducing everything back to its component atoms. But yeah, this is our original mode.
Hey,
い
hey,
い
hey.
か。
Hey,
Yeah. Or doesn't Turn X do, it's called Shining Finger, but it's really Darkness Finger? Or something like that? Where Emma's in trouble and we go and, you know, save Peru. That makes sense. Okay, so we just get a random bonus every 50 kills. I mean, that can be useful in its own way. Honestly, with Cross Race, I haven't touched it since I lost all those recordings. I think the last episodes I got out, I was doing G-Unit, or I was about to start G-Unit. I don't remember if I got out the first episode of that or not. But like, I recorded all of G-Unit, and then like 2 more episodes from I think 00. And then I lost like 90% of the footage because, you know, it decided that the video files were incompatible with the software I was using and just corrupted the shit out of them. And I hadn't really touched the game since. I don't even own Moon Dwellers anymore. I sold that thing. Well, I gave it to somebody. But you know, the like 11 claims or whatever I got was insane. Apparently those games get really good too, and like, I wouldn't mind playing more of them, but I mean, I can't record it, so I'm not going to. At least I shouldn't. I guess I could and then upload it to like a separate channel, or just play it all on YouTube or something. Also, we're being backed by the AUG, and they're still using GM1s. Why wouldn't they just upgrade them to GM2s? Then again, I don't think they'd have like the industrial capability to do that. Oh god, the unicorn games. Those were the best. I got an actual paper cease and desist for that one too. I was very impressed. I didn't think Bandai would spend like 80 bucks or whatever it required to send me one of those, but they did. That's a good game though, apparently. If you haven't played it, the Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, it's named the exact same thing the anime is, but it's a PS3 game. It has like a lot of the backstory to Unicorn and stuff. Sadly, it's only Japanese. I tried my best to actually go in and translate it, but that never happened, so. One day I'll stream that and Missing Links. Well, for sure Missing Links. I don't know if I'll ever play that game again. I thought about, you know, just playing that on Twitch and then, you know, seeing if I could keep VODs on Twitch. Because I don't think they delete themselves after 60 days anymore, but they might. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it was made by FromSoft too. That's the best part about it. Like, it's actually a fun game. Which, compared to the game they made either immediately before or immediately after being Missing Links, like, it's kind of crazy. Because Missing Links is either mind-blowingly easy or almost impossible. And it literally depends on the stage. The balance is real bad. God. You guys remember where they were like, oh yeah, we're making another mecha game, and everyone thought it was a Gundam game, and then it turned out to be Left Alive, whatever that Front Mission clone was called. It wasn't even a Front Mission clone, it was a sequel series in a country that doesn't matter to the overall story. In before the second game, I believe? So, like, not after the fifth, where the fun stuff happens, or after the first, where that massive war is going on, but the one where the cleanup after the massive war. I mean, if I get more time to stream, I would totally be down to playing Front Mission 3 again, or maybe even 4. I know 5 has an English translation. I don't know how well it emulates, though. I actually have a disc copy of 5 in Japanese. I wonder if I could patch it and just play it on my actual PS2. Because I do... Then again, I also could upload the ISO to my modded PS2. And then just play it there. That'd be cool. I'd be down for that too, maybe. I don't know. Need to stop making plans, you know, the day before I have to start going to a new office yet again. Yeah, in like 9 hours, I'm going to yet another new office, and this one's close to the other side of LA. If you've never been to LA, that's a 2.5-hour drive, going exactly 10 miles. Also, Miliardo's kicking my ass, fuck. Is he saying, like, when he says Kono, does he mean where, or does he mean something else? Yeah. Alright, time to go save the Peru. Actually, I should probably just cap this base, then go save Peru. I do really like the paint job they have on the Marasais in this one. Normally they're orange on red, and they just kind of look bland. This, like, burgundy and yellow looks really good for some reason. Ah, goddammit. Alright, cool. Didn't she say she could handle that on her own or something? Oh well. It's her fault for going out in the middle of enemy-controlled territory and fucking up. I'm sure I'm missing out on something by her being dead, but it's fine. Oh, that's SP Gauge. Picked up one of those earlier thinking it would heal me. That was probably why I was so low on HP. My fault for not paying attention. Emma's in here trying to steal my kill and shit. Oh, hey, Domon appeared. Domon cashews.
モビルスーツがこんなに何種類も。戦い以外の使い道だってあるはずなのに。まだ隙はあるはずよ。みんな頑張って。
And of course reinforcements, but that's fine.
まだ攻めてくる。話が通じないのか。
I mean, I should probably get as many kills as I can since Laurent is literally level 1 right now and has no equipment. So the more kills I get, the better I'll be later, but who knows? As far as which Gundam Breaker game, if you're short on money, new Gundam Breaker, the story is terrible, but the gameplay's okay now after they did all those performance upgrades. Like, it's 7 levels repeated over and over and over and over again. It's not great, but it should be like $10. Like, it's not a $60 game, it's a $5 game. So, $10, it's overpaying, but it is what it is. If you have a choice and are willing to pay a little bit extra, Gundam Breaker 3 Break Edition's amazing, and I really enjoy it, and I suggest it. Southeast Asia had an English version for it, so you can do that. If you can't get a physical copy, you can get a Singapore PSN and play it that way. 1 and 2, while only in Japanese and not really, well, 2 kind of has a story, but it's kind of as straightforward as you think it is. 1 and 2, while being in Japanese and being old, they are still pretty good. Only downside is they're for the PS3 and not the PS4. Overall, I would say Gundam Breaker 3 if you can afford it. If not, just go for new Gundam Breaker. Like, it's shit, and just accept that it's shit. You can still have fun with it. It's kind of like, you know, buying that shitty $5 Steam game just because you can, and, you know, you'll have fun and get your $5 out of it, but you don't really invest too much time into it. Hell, you can probably find it used for cheaper than $10. I'm sure if you look around, you can find it used for like 6 or 7. So it was down to 50% off like within a week of it coming out, and it got lambasted in Japan and in America like super quickly. Break is amazing. Break comes with all the DLC, which is the DLC is added on content, it adds new suits and everything, but it actually, like, the base game is good enough. You don't really need the DLC, but it definitely makes it better. Plus it adds a couple of storylines and stuff, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the original version of 3 will probably be even more expensive than the Break version, because they sold out of it like 3 or 4 times, so they made a lot of it, and then when they make the Break edition, they printed a bunch really quickly and didn't really sell out at all, which was interesting. Also, hey, Xenon Zero. Yeah, this is my favorite of the series. I have all 4 of the games, but I just really like this one because it has its own original story. So I'm playing that. Then eventually I'll move over to 2 and, you know, do its endless friendship mode. Or actually break my teeth on 3. Which, I need to go through 3 at some point. I don't really like 3 though, and I know a lot of people do. So I want to actually play it at some point, but I haven't yet. I'm just doing the very early turn A stuff right now. I was trying to get to 500 kills before I went into the final area, but I think I'm just gonna go. These here are Zaku tanks, because, you know, working legs on Zakus were in short supply because everyone would break their legs, and the actuators were heavy and damaging. So they replaced them with tank bottoms because they were easier to repair, because a tread is easier than like a bunch of motors that allows it to move, all that junk. And these are backed up by Hyzax, which are highly advanced Federation prototypes based off Xeon, made by Xeon engineers after the war. Yeah. But yeah, we're using Zaku or GM1s, which are like, you know, iron coffins for the best part. They're not Gaza Seasonings. Those are really coffins, but they're not much better. Then again, with how this story goes, I'm pretty sure they just tried to get everything onto the planet that they could.
必ず貴様らを倒してみせる。
なかなかやるな。
ならば
あれは
爆裂ゴッドビーラー。
どうした？戦う気がないのならここから立ち去れ。
戦いたくなんてありませんよ。必要ないのに戦うなんて愚か者のすることじゃないですか。
ふざけるな。
でもあなたとは戦いますよ。人の命を大事にしないでむやみに戦う人とは僕は誰とでも戦います。
I took the very wrong moment to take a drink. Damn it, Emma! Stole my kill, really.
まだいけるわ。敵の注意をこ
I'll
ちら
get a drop because of that.
ビクトレ撤退します。みんなごめん。私の分まで頑張った。
Up in the combo Musou, but it is what it is.
肉弾戦なら
やるな。
Wonder if does Laurent get the nuke ability in this game?
押されてるの？でも
I think that'd be cool. So there's a point in turn A where there's a nuke in the missile tubes in the turn A's chest that Laurent detonates a nuke on accident. And some games let him use that as an ability, which is totally against his character. But I love that it's a thing, because who doesn't like tactical nukes? I wonder if this game's one of the ones that lets you do it. I don't think they would, but it'd be cool if they did. If Gato was in this game, you know they would let you nuke people. No, well, he is in this game, but he's in a Gelgook. What's the fun in that? I mean, yeah, you don't really get to see the Gato portrait, do you?
なんとか乗り切ったよう
I
ね。
think you just like see his
被害
name.
が広がる前に休戦を呼びかけましょう。話せばきっと分かってくれるはずです。
こんな方法いつまでも通じないよ。
Oh. Oh, if he does have an image, never mind then. The final in the Gundam Dynasty Warriors series, Reborn, is probably considered the best. 2 improves a lot on what this game was doing, and I actually really like 2. 3 is considered good by a lot of people. I don't really like it. But in 3, Also, Rain making a firing plan is weird. 3, they kind of embraced the fact that, like, people said in 2 stages were too big. So, like, all the maps are really tight and compact. So a lot of the missions are really quick, and you can pick it up and play it real quick. So it's not too bad. I felt the controls and the base system and everything were a bit odd.
こいつらかい。あんたが言ってた評判の悪い奴らって。
And Reborn fixed a lot of the issues with 2.
でもだからってこっちから攻撃仕掛けるのはやっぱり良くない。
評判が悪いかそれはそうだろうな。
ロラン、彼らを攻撃することに罪悪感を持つことはなくてよ。
そう、あれはティタンズだ。放っといても戦争を起こすような奴らさ。
I mean, if you can find them used for cheap, like, just pick one up and see if you like it.
でも
I think Reborn's digital only these days, unless you want to order it from England or EU where it was in English.
何度も言わせないでちょうだい。現実的な話、調査をするにしても身の安全が保証されているわけではない。
Oh yeah, did you guys see the whole PS5 release?
戦いが起こる理由はそれぞれ。でも戦いを前にして迷っていては死ぬのはあなたなのよ。
それはそうですけど。
This dialogue just gets really, really long for no good reason.
各機戦闘態勢に入れ。
Like they're trying to.
地球だってこの星だって戦争するような場所じゃないんだ。戦争をするなら場所を選びなさいよ。
I know what they're trying to do, but like they just shove so much stuff into the character dialogue it doesn't help. But they're trying to characterize them. But did you guys see the PS5 release trailer? I'm so hyped for like half the stuff on there. Like, oh god, Dynasty Warriors 6 looks so good. Oh hey, we're fighting Titans. Yeah, I might pick up a PS5, I might not. It'll probably be a year after it comes out though, like I did with the PS4. Just because I imagine the original one's gonna have some major defect to it, and they're gonna put out a an upgraded version like a month late or a year later, like they did with the Pro. I mean, if you like Xbox, that's fine. I don't know if there's any games on there I actually want, but most of the games I play are generally in Japanese anyway, so. Oh hey, Flight Goofs. Or Flight Goofs. Because apparently some people don't get the joke of why I call them Goofs. So if I remember correctly, that's Jamaican in that Zanzibar, who's leading a bunch of Titans and Zeon remnants. That's not backwards or anything. Yeah. Oh hey, Baru and Baru 2 are here. Cool. So I guess we absorbed Miliardo and Domon's guys, at least temporarily, or we're working together or some shit. Whichever it is, that could be fun. Real quick. Zanzibar and Gaos. I guess I'll go stop the Gao up here. Oh no, they definitely did use Zeon pilots. Especially, right before Zidane. Yeah, that's what I was like. What did they call Aboaku again? They kind of got the support of Side 3 because they promised them independence. Like, actual independence. It was never going to happen, and the Titans were actually planning on reinvading Zeon after Grips, but that never came to be. Or, well, at least I should say they were probably expecting to reinvade, and just never did. Because they got killed. But no, it was more of like, why are these Zeon guys working with the Titans more than the Titans are using these guys?
僕も負けられないんです。
I mean, if you want to send me on something on Twitter, you can. I won't say no, but I read my notifications sometimes, though, so don't expect me to respond very fast. Alright, just because I'm... Yeah, I was about to say, just because I'm interested, I'm gonna go stop that Gao and see what happens. I mean, she was going real hard on us, like, you know, at the beginning of the last stage, and she's getting beaten by, like, Marasai's and, you know, Xeon Remnants. They're not gonna Garma the Argama, are they? Can I attack the Gao? This also begs the question is why they're working together when, you know, there's Neo Zeon's a thing on the planet. Then again, I guess they hadn't come into contact with each other. The Japanese audio is on the base version. It might not be a thing on Xbox, but it is on PS3. Yeah, I just found out about it when I first started playing. I was like, oh, Japanese audio. Yeah, I'll go with that. Like, do I go save Emma? Do I save the Perus? I don't know. I'm just gonna go grab some bases and let them deal with themselves, I think. I'm Laurent. I don't like people. I'm not like the most pacifist Gundam pilot with the least amount of kills. Save Tsundere Peru instead of, like, Little Sister Peru. Hey, the Gaos reappeared. Where did they reappear? Oh no, they cut off the pass. Ah, so we can't go down there. Oh, Peru's doing fine. I think the Titans would use Gaos to, like, bomb people. The only problem is the Gaos only work on the Earth. So they couldn't really get them to bomb colonies unless they wanted to, like, tow a Gao to a colony and try to fly it. But I think even then it wouldn't be able to get the thrust to actively do anything. I mean, in the original book, they had space Gaos. but those looked more like Salamas's do than the Gao's do. They weren't even purple. They were white and gray. But everything in the original books was white and gray, except for Char, who was actually red. Because Tomino was a hard-on for making things look military-like. Plus, it was probably a bit to get back at Bandai for forcing him to make them toy colors instead of non-toy colors like he wanted. Yeah, if you guys know what the G3 is, that was supposed to be the original coloration for the Gundam and how it was in the book. But Bandai basically was like, yeah, we're trying to sell toys, so sell these goddamn toys and you can't make it gray. But the actual thing is if you're in space with the mobile suit, you want to paint it black with, like, you want to paint your mobile suits black with white twinkly bits, or silver, depending on what you want to go by. The actual colors of stars are. And if you can, make it in that paint that refracts. So depending on the angle, it looks differently. So you would actually look like the background. I'm curious as to why they're using Gaos, not like Adulas or anything like that. Especially since I'm pretty sure I can't actually see them. See, they got bunches of Gaos, Jared, Yazan, and Ramses. It's like, alright, we can make this Musai airborne for like 30 more minutes, and then we'll run out of fuel. Fuck it, we need more reinforcements. Do it. The Hammurabi did use the fading rifle. It was its main rifle for a while. Yeah, there were a bunch of animation mistakes early on in Zeta, or not early on, but throughout Zeta. But for me to finish this game, if I was playing it to completion, I could probably get it done in maybe, I don't know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, depending on how many actual campaigns there are. Also, hey Matt. Hey Adam. You guys finished at the bar? Yeah, so if I do like 3 missions today, right? And then tomorrow I were to do like, say, 2 more. which I don't plan on doing that, but I could, I guess, depending on when I get back from work tomorrow. If I did the continuing 2 tomorrow, that'd get this one done, and if I continue that pace, I believe there's like 19 stories in total, and we finished like 3 of them. So, like 31 maybe? I did not mean to use that, but that's fine. I avoided Yazan's Musu. And Zio, are you talking to me, or are you talking to somebody named Justin? So if you're talking to me, then I'm assuming you're playing Gihren Zeon, and you have access to only like the early mobile suits. Either pull in your Zakus for early combat or close range combat. Yeah. Breach the gap with flyers if you can, because they'll only be able to use their main guns, they won't be able to use their secondaries and get in and melee them. Or you can use Magellans, or Magella, as a stopgap, just to outrange them, and attack en masse against enemy units. Desert Zakus are my favorite if you're at that level yet. They're some of the better units in the game, plus they can identify enemy units. But if you can't do that, and you don't want to wait over till DOMs, because DOM cannons are freaking amazing, which I believe you get those at like tech level 9 or something. If you don't want to wait for DOM cannons, yeah, just pull in like Desert Zakus or normal Zakus in close and have them melee. If you're using Zaku C's or Zaku J's, you can give them flyers, which will cut off about half of the gun tank's abilities to hit you, which can be useful. They don't dodge very well because they have that stupid reflective shield thing. Damn it, I was hoping to avoid that. Odessa for sure. Look at the resource value of Odessa versus California base. I mean, I guess it does happen everywhere, but I'm pretty sure that's not loot. Somebody in one of the other Discords I'm in always calls me Justin and gets me confused with the guy who runs the Discord actually named Justin. But I also get called Justin in real life because my boss and the owner of the company is named Justin. Which is always fun, and he always tells me to go do stuff. And like half the time they don't even know it's somebody different because people are dumb. Yeah. Dom cannons get insane movement in that game, and they do a ton of damage. Like, there's nothing not to love about them. Like, I originally used them as a meme, because I thought they would just be like almost every other specialty variant in that game, and not the best. But they definitely are really good. And it's not really a promotion for me, at least, because I was already at the point where, like, the only way I can really get a promotion is if I was running a company or, you know, doing admin. I don't really want to do admin because I hate people, like, with a passion. But I mean, it means I get a lot more responsibility for shit I shouldn't be doing, which is always fun. Yeah, since you're Gihren Zeon, the best I can suggest you do is push all the way up to Luna 2 as close as you can, because you're never going to be able to retake that thing. It's like the Luna 2 is like the third before the end. Oh god. Really, Emma? Who'd you get killed by? No one. Yeah, push all the way up to Luna 2, and then build a bunch of Gattle fighters and slowly replace your mobile suits with Gattle fighters. Because the enemy doesn't know what kind of units you have in there. It just decides how many units you do. So if you have 60, like, level 1 fighters that are absolutely garbage, or 60 Zakus, they'll consider them the exact same amount of threat. So just push the 3 spaces that are close to Luna 2, and sit units over the enemy's bases on the Earth, so they constantly defend their, like, random production of points away from the front lines, and just go from there. Yeah, you get the nuclear Zaku, or the Zaku C with the nuke bazooka, at the exact same time that you drop a colony on Jaburo, so... You probably get him from Luna, to be honest. I always thought you got him from Torrington, because you had Torrington at the time as well. We're talking about Gihren's Creed 5. There's a tentative English patch to it that we're working on, and Gihren Zeon has been translated. A lot of the Federation has as well. I don't remember if he's released that to the public yet, though. I've had that for a couple of weeks, but... the treaty exists in the very beginning, but after the treaty, no one cares. Like, you lose 10% points for using nukes anyway, and you can only lose up to 20% points per battle. So if you're gonna nuke a shitload. Like, there's no reason not to. And then just wait a couple of turns for your law to come back, and then go nuke again, because, like, you know, they're not gonna stop you. Oh my god, Master Asia, really? You're not even on the map. Ow. Yep. So that guy there is named Jamaican. He has a Hitler stash and looks almost exactly like Hitler does, but he has brown hair. He's a Titan. He also, like, wants to commit, like, genocide against the Space Noids. So he exists. Don't worry, we'll kill him eventually. Yeah, that's a good idea, having everyone turn into Zaku 2s if you can. So your Zaku J or Zaku 2Fs, I believe, can turn into Action Zakus, and then those Zaku 2 Kais turn into Action Zakus, which you can then convert into Hyzaks. Zaku 2 Js are the end of the line unit. You can't upgrade them to anything more powerful. So if you aren't using them at the time, it might be good to not upgrade them to Js, and then later turn them into something else. But if you want to turn them all into Js, you can. That's fine too. I mean, it makes sense at the time. As long as you give them flyers, they're great on Earth or the Jobais. In Gihren's Grid, you definitely can. In my Delaz Fleet campaign, I was using Gyaradogas. Every tech level will take you 5 levels to develop. You have 100 turns in the 1-year war. You can get to Tech 20 if you're willing to invest in it. Which Tech 20, I believe, is Ghazi Ease. If I remember correctly, the Hyzak is either 14 or 16, which theoretically are near the end of the war, especially if you want the Bernie event, where he captures the Alex. Yeah, You can definitely get them in 1 Year War. I don't know why you would, but you can. Yeah, so in at least that version of Gihren's Creed, the Bernie event happens at the very end of the game to the point where it's not really useful. Also, I didn't think Master Aisha was the boss. I would have got more kills and did some other stuff if I did. But that's fine. Yeah, I think I'll do like one more-ish mission, and then I need to go to bed. Hey, wait, I got a level 2 SP gauge. Sweet. I wasn't paying attention. But hey, I got no one from rain, but I might use these fire sensors, because they're not bad. Oh, Emma gets a cutscene fighting Master Asia if she didn't die to Mara size. Great. I think the big tray is like Tech 6. Why are we fighting them then? Oh right, it's this one where I have to prevent the Perus from defecting. I remember this. I need to murder Judo first. Oh god, you don't want to use Marine Zaku's. They're absolutely garbage. Just wait till he gets Egox. Use Zaku's with fires before then. They use 1/3 of their energy per turn. Whether you're if you're moving, it uses like a 1/6. You can have flying units attack underwater units. Nothing actually stops them. Certain units can't attack up, but you can bomb the shit out of subs. Like they'll even shoot into the water. That being said, do you mean Danube classes when you say big trays? Wait, what is... Oh, I'm getting a bonus because it's a armor system. Oh. I'm actually gonna keep it then and hope I get a 3rd rain thing. Or additional armor for someone else. Yeah, Dodais can hit them. I mean, you can capture big trays and make them if you wanted to, but you don't get them by, or you can steal the design anyway. Can't really capture enemy units, which I wish you could. And Shin, they let you capture enemy units, but they don't let you really use the, or like capture the designs or anything, which kind of sucks. But if you capture a facility that's building a mobile suit, it'll finish constructing it. So theoretically, like, you can capture Zaku's and stuff. Yeah, if you can, wait till you get Gogs or even, like, Z-Goks or anything like that. I think you get them, like, 2 or 3 tech levels from then. Those are great, plus they have laser cannons. The only downside is Gogs can't use them unless they're in the water, but you can have them use them on people on land, which is weird, but it works. Also, when you capture a area, if you just occupy all the bases, you'll win the place. So even if you can't defeat the enemies, you can still capture the place, and their units just get, like, bombed by artillery or something. High Gogs are amazing. The only downside is you don't get them till tech level 12, which is at least level 50 or turn 50 in the game. Or actually, the Xeon starts at level 3, so at least mission 40 or turn 40 in the game. Yeah, very easy lets you start with the Steiner crew. Really? Really, Peru? I mean, do we really count very easy mode, though? I mean, that also lets you start with Blue Destiny, but you definitely don't get one of those till tech level, like, 13 or something crazy. It'd be cool if you did, though. I like the Blue Destiny. Though, generally, I don't do the mission because I don't want to lose you. Right, and who was that other guy? Haman. Yeah, no one likes Haman anyway. It's fine. Also did just say that to annoy someone in particular, and that's the only reason. We might see ground Zeongs. There's also no humans living on this planet, and yet we're in a city, aren't we? Wonder why that is. So I personally don't like any of the, like, ace unit suits in the game, because how the game determines your dodge chance and your block chance is by the amount of mobile suits you have in the squad at the time. So one unit, if you have one, like, ace unit, without an ace pilot, they have 1/3 the chance to dodge and block as a single squad of enemies. If they do have an ace, if they have an ace pilot in them, it's a little bit less. But if the ace unit is in charge of a squad of 3 people, they have, like, they have a much higher chance to block than standard. So it's actually kind of not worth it to use the ace custom units, which is kind of weird. You know what? I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna go down here and conquer this base for fun. Yeah, I don't know why there are 4 lanes. That's a good point. Like, you could take out these islands and get at least 2 more lanes in there, and theoretically get the same thing going. Oh, in case you guys don't know, if you play in super easy mode, or very easy mode, on Gihren's Greed, the enemy starts with with the pilot's best units as well. It's not just you who gets those. So it's very, if you're playing on very easy, it's very common to see like Zeta era mobile suits in the 1-year war just because they start with more pilots than they should have. And better units than they should have. Because the AI in that game cheats. But I will also bring up the fact that Zombie Matilda works during the Lost Fleet campaign for the Federation, and you know, Gihren works for Neo Zeon of Castle. That is just how Gihren's Greed works. I misclicked that one, but it's fine. Hey, Moonlight Butterfly! So who doesn't like, you know, what should be war crimes but isn't? I mean, you're reducing basically everything back to their molecular stage, including humans at some point. Like, sometimes it does that, sometimes it doesn't. When Jim uses it, it kills people. When Laurent uses it, it doesn't. No one really knows how that works. I want to say his name's Joshua? Or Joseph. The dude who piloted the flag. He also kills people with the Moonlight Butterfly. So whether it kills people or not is kind of a highly debated question. My thing is generally yes. Just something with the Laurent, it didn't kill the people. Yeah, the game's supposed to get tougher when Project V starts because the Federation starts developing mobile suits. Enemy technological development in that game is entirely based off of how much you do. And, well, and the time going on, so you can't delay it forever. But if you don't, like, super rush your advancements, you can get overtaken by the enemy. But if you get them on the back foot, they'll jump, like, many tech levels almost immediately. I think it's like every time you take a production center, their level jumps up by 1 or 2. So if you're careful and kind of delay yourself a little bit, the enemy won't develop as fast. But the enemy will almost always outrun you in that kind of development. The AI doesn't rely on how much money they make. Instead, it's determined by how many production points they have and how many units you have. If you have more units than the enemy does, they will be able to produce up to 18 in a turn. 18 per location per turn. So try not to apply the logic they force the players on for the AI. But if you really want to fuck with the enemy, send 1 unit to attack their locations and then pull them back. That'll stop them from being able to produce units that turn, and will make them completely reevaluate what mobile suits or what units they're building at that time. Yeah. Programming an actual AI is a lot more difficult than just giving the AI strategic bonuses, which make them challenging. And especially with the game that's on the PS2 and is using legacy code from the Sega Saturn, I believe. Might have been the Master System, I forget right now. By doing stuff like that, they made it competent and actually a challenge for some players. That's why Hell Mode is kind of bullshit, because the enemy can produce up to 54 units in a single turn. So you could be attacking an enemy in a place that has like 13 units and suddenly they have 67. I've had that happen to me before. But I know people who are crazy enough to have, like, beat Hamon Zeon on Hell Mode, which is probably the hardest campaign in the game. Temrays is up there, but Temrays is only hard because of the start. If you can get past the start, it's a lot of fun. Temray gets access to every mobile suit in the game, but he starts on late one-year war technology when you should be in Zeta. Well, when you are in Zeta, I should say. So the enemy will be fielding like GM2s and Hyzax, and you just got the planes for the Galgoog! Yay! So you build mobile armors to prevent the enemy from advancing on you too quickly. And you're good from there. Yeah, it knows Laurent's true ambitions. At some point, I will probably be playing the AUG campaign again, because they need somebody to translate it, and no one wants to play it, because it's a ball ache to do. Mainly just because of, like, what constraints they put on you. So I might just go ahead and do it. I haven't decided yet. I really don't like playing the game, though. That's the problem. Like, the whole thing just kind of bores me. And the higher difficulties just annoy me more than make it fun. I mean, I wouldn't mind just, like, screen sharing with somebody and hanging out with them while they played it, and then me just giving them sage-like advice that doesn't help at the moment. That'd be fun. That'd be more hanging out with somebody than actually playing it. Hey, Sailor Mercury. I mean, Adam, if you want to do that, we can. I won't say no. I think it would be fun. We'll have to work out some time that works with you and stuff like that. It'd probably be on a weekend, because, you know, with that 2-hour drive, I don't really have much till, you know, late November. Then it might change, but... Might be something to do while we wait for place. Oh yeah, I could give you great bad advice. But yeah, as far as a new game in the series goes, Bandai and KOing don't really get along very well after this game, so I honestly don't think we'll get another one. Plus, the people who make the Dynasty Warriors games are making a ton of money playing with Nintendo. So, them having to split money with Bandai is very unlikely, but it would be cool to happen. I would enjoy it at least. Alright, see ya, Zio. Yeah, Adam, I'll talk with you about it a little bit later. We'll have to think of some sort of, like, screen sharing thing or something. I mean, I guess we could use Discord. That would work. Oh, hey, Char's here. Are you the leader, Char? Oh no, I need to shoot down Amuro. Sweet. And because I haven't done it yet, if you're watching this VOD, the person who I keep referring to as Adam is the DM for Fetty Scum, which is a Gundam, like, tabletop podcast that's really good, and I really enjoy it, and you should watch it. He's being slowly reduced to alcoholism, and it's a very interesting watch. Yeah, no, Char was in a Zaku 2.
これで被害の拡大が防げるよね。
Hey, there's currently a race to see who, if you or Cat, becomes an alcoholic first, because I really feel for Tiny.
後方の安全もおおむね確保されましたね。前進しましょう。
Poor sweet summer child had no idea what she was getting into.
そんなこと言って本当はこの星の技術が気になってるだけなんじゃないですか。
Oh, the R Jarja is, like, substantially weaker than the Zaku 3. The R Jarja was okay, and probably about equal power with the average Zaku 3 pilot, because Char was actually a good pilot, even if she was crazy. The Zaku 3's reactor is much bigger, and it's kind of over-engineered for what it was. If they had actually mass-produced those, the Federation would be in trouble. Just the fact that they were expensive and they didn't mass-produce them worked really well for the Federation. But that's the case for a lot of the Neo Zeon stuff. Just because, like, the Civil War had broke it up. Like, the technological edge was definitely with Neo Zeon at the time. If the war hadn't ended when it ended, Neo Zeon might have succeeded. That was the crazy thing with what Judah did, is he brought a sudden end to a war that, if a stalemate would have happened, would eventually win against them. Unless they could have mass-produced, like, say, the Jagen, which might also have happened, but that would be on par with what Neo Zeon was producing at the time.
カミーユ、今の私とあなたは敵同士のはずよ。
そんな、何言ってんですか。僕たちが戦う理由なんてないでしょ。
あなたいなくても私はこの戦いをやめるわけにはいかない。
Emma, he just spawned. How are you already in trouble?
まだ軽いよ。
Yep.
このシステムの伝達機構はすごいな。
Hey, what are you talking about? Glemmy was definitely the son of Gihren. Anyone who doesn't believe that and uses things like logic and intelligence is just wrong.
理屈ではこれでこちらの操作も受け付けるはず。
Remember that they have like an active cloning? They like have active cloning and all that kind of stuff that's actually successful? Why didn't just DNA test Glemmy and get the proof out of it? Makes me wonder. They definitely should have had that ability. Also, that kind of explains why Emma was having problems. Sarah's here too. But don't worry, we'll kill Sarah. Sarah can't stop us. Oh no, we killed Sarah! Oh, wait, why is Kat's yelling at me now? Oh well, it's fine, who cares?
すいません。でも僕も負けられないんです。
まだ終わりじゃなくてよ、ロラ。
No, Camille, you're mine. I will stunlock you and Shirako at the same time. Then Emma is sweeping in to steal my kills. Okay, they did eventually clone a bunch of Chars as well. Like, an entire island of Chars. No one brings that up, but it did happen.
Loran 君、うまくいってるみたいですね。
Gaia gear, which is set after Crossbone, in, I believe, UC 225. There's an entire island in the Pacific that's full of char clones. The main character, Alphonse, or Alfranche, depending on how you want to mistranslate his name, is a clone, an almost complete clone of Char, who eventually escapes the island on a Galbaldi, or not a Galbaldi, a Gaw plant, that washed up in the middle of the ocean. And he somehow, you know, it's still working and uses it to fly off the island and start a rebellion group that fights the Manhunters who want to deport all humans into space. I really like the art of that series. It's very, like, it looks closer to something you would expect in Armored Core than in Gundam. That's a weird series. Also, hey John, how is things? Yes, Full Frontal is also semi-A clone of Char. Though he's a new type clone more than an actual clone, who is made to look like Char. He's not actually a clone of Char. He's what's left over of Char imprinted on a random dude who sat in the cockpit, instead of being a genetic clone. And they're there, so I'm gonna go conquer all of these bases for funsies. God, what? I think the rebel organization in Gaia Gear is called, like, Mesmatron, or something like that. Like, it sounds like something the rebel organization was using, not the actual name of the rebel organization. So it always makes me forget what it's actually called. Plus, I'm pretty sure that's an item in Fallout. And I might be getting that mixed up with the item in Fallout. I'm gonna go down there and conquer those bases, and then I'll run through the main base and over towards the other base. I mean, Mufti's Rebellion was dumb, but just in the, like, way of how dumb it was actually fairly successful. If you guys don't know, Mufti's Rebellion from Hathaway's Flash had 5 mobile suits and like 10 guys. Unlike Char, who had, or Alphonse Char, who has like an entire army and a bunch of other stuff. But the reason their rebellion sucks is because besides the Penelope, they have old, outdated garbage, which is the Messer. Which is slightly better, but it's not as good as it could be. Because what the Federation had produced at the time was much better. But of course, they'll never use the Carl Gustav in anything important. Because everyone only cares about the Jagen in F91. Then again, the Carl Gustav is like a limited time prototype, versus the Jagen, which was mass producible. So, you know, it had that going for it. I really like the Messer. It's probably one of my favorite mobile suits. It's all big and orange and mean for no good reason. It's great. The Carl Guskov reactor-wise was better than the Messer, and in armament and the variable shield and all that kind of stuff. It was better. It was just more expensive. Though it was also slower, which kind of became an issue. But I'm expecting the next Gundam Inlay or the next Free Zeon to have like a Mars version of the Messer that they're using for a little while. You know, before they start the invasion of Earth as Mars Zeon. So that's what I'm expecting the next story to be about, since Rochester's a character in Re-Zeon. If you don't know, Re-Zeon is a manga about I think it's 0089 on Mars. It's about Alicia Zabi taking control of Mars and building Mars Zeon into what it is right now, or what it is before. It's only in Japanese and only available on Comic Walker, so it's kind of a pain in the ass to read, but it's a good series. Mancha's in it, along with, I believe, Alpha A Bait is in there. But they get like cameos, which is kind of sad. But one of the main guys behind the invasion of Earth by Neo Zeon in 120, I think it was 126. One of the guys behind it is named Chester Rochester or something like that, and he pilots the RF Gelgoog. I really like the RF Gelgoog. I think it's really cool. And he's actually a character in that, though he's a young man at the time, and he has his own, like, desert base, or submarine that's been put up on stilts that floats. Because that's the kind of thing Re-Zeon is. A lot of things don't make sense. Like, they brought a lot of stuff to Mars that they shouldn't have. And apparently there's, like, some helmets on there. And they have Psycho Frame technology. The Woodwort is there. Like, it's crazy. The main character uses a modified version of the Woodwort using Neo Zeon technology. All the way up to, like, Gyaradoga technology. To create the Gundam Inlay. Thing is freaking crazy. I'm probably not going to go for the hat trick, but I probably should. Get the 100 kills. Yeah, the thing with the miniaturized mobile suits is they kind of completely abandoned them after one episode, or one movie. So I really don't see that as a great advancement as they say it is. Like, they hype it up a lot for what it isn't. It's kind of like caseless ammunition in real life. Like, yeah, it's a thing, yeah, it works. But we don't use it. So was it really that groundbreaking? Hey, Peru's defeated 400 enemies. I doubt that seriously, but... Let me guess, is Amuro? No, Amuro's not in the big tray, so I can destroy the big tray. Cool. Let's be a dick to this big tray that can't shoot us back. Unlike in Zeonic Front, where it definitely shot me back. I would be surprised if Peru had, you know, killed 100 enemies, or killed 1,000 enemies while I was still on 750. But I would be happy if she did, because that means she was actually contributing. Yes, this is big tray abuse.
手に負えないパイロットがいるようだな。
Also, Zeta Amuro is in the Gundam for some reason.
ロラン君、うまくいってるみたいですね。
あのモビルスーツ、あれはしまった。あのモビルスーツガンダムじゃないのか。宇宙移民をいじめたって白い悪魔。立ってくれホワイトドール。お前だってガンダムと呼ばれたんだろ。
立つのか。直撃したはずだ。こっちだって。ち。
Mace on mace action. But don't worry, I can still use my mace. Cutscenes don't matter, they're made up. And yeah, Amuro Zeta wouldn't happen for 2.5 more years after this game came out, so probably like 3 more years after it was being made. I think Amuro uses the new in the next game, so he never even gets the Zeta. But I could be wrong. And yeah, especially if you were American playing this game, like, a lot of the stuff just never came out into the West. And if you weren't really up on, like, the fan rips and everything, like, a lot of the anime in this just didn't make sense. Because no one knew it existed at the time. So, like, this would be your first appearance of, like, Laurent, and the Musha Gundam would have just been like, why does this Gundam use a musket and a pike? Like, that doesn't make sense. Because we didn't have SD Gundam Bizarro, I think it was called. This was a lot of people's means of getting into Gundam, which is fine. Like, some people watch Netflix and see Unicorn, others see that scene from IBO where Barbie completely smashes the head in on a mobile suit, or that episode where Mika shoots the people sleeping in the bed and just completely nonchalantly does it. Like, other people watched Wing on Toonami and don't even remember how bad Wing was, but still love it. Or actually think Wing was a good thing. Some people watched 00 on Sci-Fi and thought that was the best series ever. It's whatever you want to do. Yeah, some people saw Narrative in the theater and were like, that was cool, I want to know more. I remember in 2003 when that scene where Kira and Flay did the thing while they were over the Black Sea, and that coming on like an RRC channel and going, wait, Gundam did what? Yeah, G Gundam was great. I really like G Gundam. I saw Wing before G Gundam though, but that's just because I watched Adult Swim at the time, so it was bound to happen. But G Gundam and the original Gundam I liked more than Wing. Though my first Gundam was Zeta in like 1995, so it was a while ago. Finally. And this is gonna kind of be controversial, but I started reading the narrative book recently, and I kind of like the narrative book more than I like the manga, and it makes a lot more sense. Oh hey, Musha Gundam.
これよりこの星は地球へと降りる。
なんだこのざらついた感じ。頭が痛い。あんなものあってはいけないわ。
こんなことって。僕は戦いを終わらせるために戦ったのに、僕がホワイトドールが呼んでしまった。あの人の言った通りになってしまった。
And Crazy Asteroid, do you mean 1996? Because I'm pretty sure War in the Pocket came out in 1999. Hey, Tempanon. Yeah, I'm actually about to end it here. Funny enough. But yeah, I was streaming today. One of the things I liked about the narrative book, though, is narrative is actually the sequel to Phoenix Hunt. Narrative went into the future and then came into the past to save Rita. That is actually canon. Which, while it sounds stupid as heck, it actually makes a lot of sense as to why everything is happening as it is and why it's so powerful and why it knows what's going to happen before it happens is because it's already done this once. Ooh. I could go full on Horus if I wanted to now with the Horus equipment. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. We got 3 levels done of Laurent's story. I'll try to stream again sometime this week, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a couple of days. We'll get the last 2 missions of Laurent's done. And then we'll do something else. Like we could do Peru if we wanted to, or Hero, or Master Asia, or Domon, or Haman, or Papsmear, or Camille, or... That's not Char Aznable. That's Quattro Bagina. Or Amuro. Yeah, we got this done. We'll get the rest done soon. I've already finished all of official mode, so we never have to do that again. Anyway, though, folks, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, you should like. If you didn't, you should dislike. I'll be back later. Good night. Also, completely random side note, but if anyone wants to join my Discord, you can. We have to beat Hero to unlock Miliardo to get Peru 2, I believe. But yeah, we'll get Peru 2 eventually as well. I think we could also finish Peru to get Peru 2. I think it just has to be someone involved with Peru 2. We might even get him from Laurent, actually. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, though, folks, good night.